Hey guys, how you doing?
Jason, you've gotten to play in a lot of different stadiums over your career. Just what stands out about Allegiant, and how exciting is it for you guys as players to be able to open it up?
It's really exciting. I think anytime you get to open up a new stadium, there's a lot of excitement, buzz. I think in this case, being in a new city for the franchise coming here, probably even more so. I think it's magnified a little bit because you feel like you're galvanizing an entire city coming here. Obviously, beautiful stadium and all that's gone into get to this point. And so, first-class stadium. He didn't miss a beat with every detail that was put into it. And it's disappointing no fans will be able to be there, but still a great opportunity for us. Coach Gruden's echoed that to us. We're representing a city here, and go out there and play good football, and give them something to cheer about, be proud of.
Hey Jason, this is Vic. What was it like last week playing with no fans?
Hey Vic, yeah, it was. It was different. I really, the best way to describe it, I felt like it was a scrimmage or a practice. I think it's, you find yourself in, where you feed off the fans. Sometimes sometimes you don't even realize that you're gonna feed off of that. And so, I think through my experiences, I just try to echo that through the team. And Josh had a big run. Create that juice, bring that energy, stay with it. A lot of communication. So, I think everybody's going through it. It's hard, but you're a pro football player. It's a great opportunity, and you build for Sunday or Monday, and just control what you can control. So, I thought our team did a good job, kind of bringing that own juice and letting it be there the entire game.
Jason, you've been on both sides of Monday Night Football. Did you grasp, I guess, how big nationally it was from a player to the other role? Was it different? How did the roles differ in terms of what the magnitude was and how it was explained and around you?
Yeah, well, Monday night was I've said it before, but it was a really good life experience for me. Maybe it didn't turn out like you would hope, but really it's a big stage, and I think that throughout your entire career as a player, but then being in that chair and doing that for the entire season, you see it. There's a build up to it. It's the only show on. It's a great opportunity, platform to show the rest of the league what you're capable of doing. And in this situation, it's a great test. I don't think there's been another team that's kind of in. You look at like the Saints that have kind of had that run and the consistency of play that they've had. They're just a really talented team, well coached, veteran players. They got great chemistry, and it'll be a tough challenge for us.
Jason, you guys had an unusual situation on Sunday where Denzel Good, a guard who hadn't practiced at tackle, had to go in and play right tackle. And you mentioned some of the tight ends helping him along a little bit with some assignments and just reminders. Do you remember that? And how unusual is that? Or were you even cognizant of the fact that, what his background was and that he hadn't practiced tackle all training camp?
Yeah, I was certainly aware of it, but I just tip my hat to him for coming in there. That's what a true pro does. He's a veteran player. He's a backup guard. And then when Trent and Sam went down to make that switch, I don't know that he's gotten any reps at tackle since I've been here. And seeing him. So he stepped in, played well. I thought his communication was off the charts, just echoing the calls, passing that down, and to be able to come in on the road in a hot environment and go play a new position. That says a lot about who he is and a lot about this football team. Injuries happen. That's the course of the league and throughout a game. I don't know that I've ever experienced anything quite like that where, you're moving a guard out there. But he didn't flinch. Our team didn't flinch, and I think showed with the way Coach called the game was they had a lot of confidence in Goody and what he could do. And so he's got to build on that. So I was really proud of him.
Hey Jason, Willie Ramirez with the Associated Press here in Vegas. Leading up to today, I've read several stories on a national level, today local, that this can be a statement game for the Raiders. But given the situation, first year in Vegas, the new stadium itself, a lot of the comments leading up to through training camp, would you say that this is a statement season for this team?
Yeah, I think, it's year 3 of the program. Coach Gruden came back. I think, his program was to get to this point. I think there was a lot of excitement in the coaching staff on this team and what it could do. And, it wasn't perfect. It was a good win on the road. but certainly there's a lot to clean up, and we can play a lot better. But I do think it's one of those games where you look at early in the season. Over the course of my career, there's times where you get late in the year and you look back at a couple defining moments that happen for your team when you have those type of seasons. And just not to get ahead of ourselves, but I think this is one of those games where it's the first game, it's Monday night, you're playing against a great program, great coach, great organization, who's played at the highest level for a long time, and just a kind of big stage to show what you're capable of doing. So it's a long season, it's early, it's week 2, but it's a great opportunity for us. There's no question, you can't minimize what this game could do for a team in this city.
Yeah, Jason, Jerry McDonald from Bay Area News Group. You came here, learned the new offense. You got your first look at it Sunday, almost perfectly balanced, 9 different receivers, rush and pass, very few penalties. What do you see as the top end for this team? How good can this offense be?
Well, I think you saw the identity. I mean, I think if kind of a veteran player coming in here, learning this system, and then kind of playing the game out in your head. That's kind of what I think we all would hope our identity would have been, of get the ball to Josh, have good looks of runs, getting to the right look. I thought Derek had great command in the huddle, at the line of scrimmage, with all the circumstances going down of Henry was in and out, and obviously we talked about with Trent and Sam going down, just being able to attack with both the run and the pass, both intermediate, taking our shots down the field. Look, that was a good performance. I think if you're asking what I think the ceiling is, I just think the consistency. Can you do it again this week? And then can you do it the following week and keep building as the talent and this defense hasn't given up a 100-yard rusher in a long time, and that's for a reason. They're well coached, good players up front. They challenge you. They added Malcolm Jenkins. So I think you kind of know what the identity is. It's Coach talks about all the time. We're going to get in good looks. We have a ability with the system and with Derek calling the plays at the line to be able to make checks and find ways that maybe we're getting the percentages in our favor more. And then you have playmakers and guys step up, and certainly that starts with Darren but you saw it with Nelly coming in with the big touchdown catch. So a lot of weapons. When your opportunity comes up, it's preached in here of you got to step up. We're counting on you. So I just think the challenge is doing it week in and week out. You see the championship contender teams. That's what they do. That's the formula. Easier said than done.
Hey, Jason, Paul Gutierrez here from ESPN. I asked John earlier. He said he didn't give a damn about Star Wars. And I don't know if you're a Star Wars guy or not, but when Mark Davis welcomed you guys to Allegiant Stadium and said, "Welcome to the Death Star, where our opponents' dreams come to die," what went through your mind at that moment?
Well, I got chills on my arms thinking about, the owner saying that, and the first time we're going to the stadium together, and really the first time he's kind of addressed this team, the 2020 team. I liked it. I was confident. I know there's a lot of sacrifices that he made and his family's made to make this happen. I saw it from afar, so I thought I was very confident, and now we got to back it up. And what a hell of a challenge we have with the Saints coming in the first game. So I thought he did a great job. It was, I didn't know that he was going to do that when we went in for that scrimmage, and I thought it was well said by him.
Jason, this is Hondo Carpenter. Rick Goslin told me that the biggest loss for Dallas when you left was your influence on young players, and you were a coach on the field. Watching you since you've been here, are you surprised at how these players, obviously your resume speaks for itself, but are you surprised the way they've gravitated to you and how you've been able to influence them?
No, not really, Hondo. I think, look, I have a tremendous passion for this game. I've been fortunately blessed to play as long as I have and play a position where I feel like, I understand the small little details, that the minute things that a lot of people don't see that go into playing this position at a high level. And, these guys have been sponges. You can't give them enough. I love studying tape with them. I love sharing some of the things that I've experienced, what I see on tape. That was one of the things I was most excited about joining this team, is it's a young, talented team, and so as a veteran player, the best thing you can do is just dive in with them and do it in a real, authentic way. I think I tried to make myself available to them, be just one of the guys and talk to them. And so they've been great. They've allowed me to kind of share that, and I think sometimes in pro football, that's not the easiest thing, right? To say, hey, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to listen to what you're telling me and then go work on those things. So extremely talented, especially in the tight end room. We're guys that are sponges, but it goes throughout, this football team. If you look at that young skill group with Hunter and Ruggs and Edwards and then throw Nelson in there, they want to know, why'd you stem that way, or what'd you think of the top of the route? And I'm just really encouraged by them, the way they approach it. They love the game, and that's line one. You got to have a deep passion and the details, that matters. And when you're doing this and you're playing this style offense where the coach is going to challenge you mentally to prepare and to be able to handle a lot of volume, you got to stay on top of those details. So I'm having a lot of fun doing it, and still feel like I have a strong drive, and it motivates me every day to come in there and share some of my experiences. So it's paying off for those guys right now. And, if you can win a couple of these games early, get some confidence there, and keep playing the way we have, good things can come.
Last question, Kyle.
Hey, Jason, this is Kyle Martin with Raiders.com. You've played with some talented running backs in your time, in DeMarco Murray and Ezekiel Elliott. I'm just curious, from your perspective, what you see in Josh that makes him great in comparison to those other elite running backs.
Well, Josh is, that was my first real look at it of full speed live, and unfortunately it happened in the first game. But the first thing I would say is the stage isn't too big for him. He wants to carry that workload. When I think of some of my experiences over my career with some great backs, or just around the league of watching it, all the great ones, they want the ball. They want to carry that workload of, no preseason, going on the road, and a human environment, and you can't give it to him enough. Great vision. I think he's got a really, his body's compact. He's physical. He's a better athlete than probably what I thought. What a route he ran on that little, I think it was like a 30-yard gain. Just really good feel. You can see some of that paying off for him as what he's doing as a receiver. But I think the rare thing about him is his ability to kind of tempo his runs to allow the blockers to get to the second level and then make his cuts. I think a lot of great backs just hit it. He's got great patience and, arm tackles and, really one guy coming at him, it's hard for them to take him down. So he's the real deal. He's a dual threat. He's a smart football player, and he wants more and more and more. And I think that's a great sign. So to build off what he did last year, his understanding of this offense and what we're trying to do, I think he does a great job of setting up blocks. And then, of course, as a receiver, I think he's taken a big step, of being a real weapon, not a check down, but a real threat in the pass game.
Thank you, guys.